I've been with Leading Agile for over 3.5 years now. I'm a very senior level executive. I've been doing this type of work for years and years. But in my role, I'm a high influence peer to client executives. And as such, I will engage in a partnership in order to produce clarity around the transformation strategy. I'm leading the transformation on a client engagement. Practically, that means that I drive the creation, the execution of the transformation strategy in collaboration with executive level peers at the client that aligns, and this is the important part, that aligns to the strategic goals of their organization and their enterprise transformation strategy. In order to be successful as a principal consultant leading transformation as a transformation lead, it's really incumbent upon me to drive the overall vision and the strategy within the assigned client engagement.
The transformation lead role is it's a key role within an account. What that really is, if you look at an organization that's under transformation, and kind of using some of our terminology, we will group that transformation. We don't try to transform everything all at once. We take a very structured approach, and we'll group them into parts of an organization and teams that are moving from one place to another in their organizational journey together. We'll call that group of teams an expedition. And a transformation lead is really the person who's out there working with the client and creating the clearing conditions so that that transformation can occur and move forward with one or more expeditions, right? It's like they may have, on a very large account, they may have 3, 4, or 5 expeditions of movement in process at any one point in time. So it's that transformation lead role to work with the client, work with client executives, make sure that the transformations not only are moving, but that we're effectively communicating the progress we're making to the client. And another, I think, important aspect and part of that is maintaining very, very strong executive relationships and having the credibility to work with VPs, CIOs, CEOs of an organization and cast what we're doing from a transformation standpoint in business terms that are meaningful to them.
There are probably multiple aspects to a typical day. One aspect that's always top of mind are who are the key players, the key stakeholders at the client engagement, and how am I working with the key business executives to drive their transformation strategy? How am I navigating, if you will, the trust influence loop? We're establishing agency, which gives us access where we're building trust so we can really have a seat at the table and really be a co-creator in driving their enterprise transformation strategy. So one aspect is always client focused. A second aspect, which is equally important, really goes to making and meeting commitments. As a principal, as a transformation lead, I'm responsible for designing the engagement to ensure we can successfully deliver our commitments. And that engagement design involves being very clear about the problems we're trying to solve with the client, understanding what skills we need on the team to solve for those problems, and then building a team that can go out and execute on solving those problems. In other words, making and meeting our commitments. A third aspect of this is really staying current, bringing the thought leadership in the thinking around how we're solving these problems in very innovative ways. So their need to move forward quickly and to drive value quickly is really critical. And it's incumbent upon us to be able to bring some innovation and engage with the client and the team in such a way that we can deliver value quickly. And I guess the fourth aspect would be, Leading Agile is a dynamically growing consultancy. What a pleasure it is to be a part of an organization that gets to work with Fortune 50 organizations solving really big business problems, okay, with really great colleagues and people. But we're also growing the organization. So part of the focus is not just creating sustainable solutions for our client, but being a part of creating sustainable systems and structures so that LeadingAgile can continue to grow and thrive and meet the market demand out there.
So what the day might look like, maintaining a contact with the CIO, or in some cases the CEO, really focusing in on, their understanding of how the transformation is working, what value it's adding to their business, and being able to quantify that. You might move in the same day to working directly with the teams themselves, or working with a finance organization, teaching them how to quantify the financial impact that the transformation is having based on the real metrics that we're actually collecting and the measurements we're making of their organization.
I will share with you that when I joined LeadingAgile, I joined them because LeadingAgile's model, is expressed in the reference architecture, is fundamentally sound. And that's the most important thing about the LeadingAgile approach. We're developing a system of transformation, a system of delivery, and we're building a system that will produce value. So it's not about mindset, it's not about people, it's not about culture. Yes, all of those things are important, but this systems approach is really the key that begins to unlock agility. And I think that's what makes LeadingAgile different.
The approach we take, in my opinion, is somewhat unique, because we have a particular focus on the system of transformation and really focusing in on that system of how an organization is going to move from its current state to a future state of the organization. We certainly focus on the delivery system and what we're implementing and how teams are doing the work, but we have a particular focus on movement of the organization. And that, to me, is a pretty exciting aspect of what we do, because we have a particular focus on that I honestly don't believe anyone else in the industry that we're in has or is doing.
We've been able to successfully deliver results in large global enterprises consistently to organizations that are willing to embrace change. I joined LeadingAgile for the opportunity to collaborate with some of the best minds in the industry in change management and agile transformation and leadership and product and strategy to really drive enterprise transformation in Fortune 50 companies. And it's been a fantastic experience. I also joined LeadingAgile because I personally enjoy leading and driving that change. And there's no better time for change than right now.